I think that hip hop is in one of the better spaces that it's ever been. What we're talking about when we say hip hop, we're talking about a party in the Bronx for black and brown kids that became the more predominant form of youth self-expression around the planet Earth.
Right.
Right? It literally started as a party and became a multi-billion-dollar industry. So the culture is here for everybody in all different ages and different age groups. I think the challenge is we need to start talking to each other. Like the old heads need to give game to the youngins. The youngins need to be receptive to the game of the old heads. And anybody who's in between needs to kind of dabble the worlds and kind of bridge those gaps. But then what you're also seeing is the wave and the movement of hip-hop education.
Right.
And you have hip-hop heads who are talented, who have experience in the music industry, who have toured internationally or even nationally, who are now in classrooms.
Right.
You're going to see more hip-hop education work happening, not only in universities, but in schools. You're going to see hip-hop schools. That's what I'm working toward.
Where do you see hip-hop and the metaverse crossing?
We are going to run the metaverse, right? Like we are going to be the soundtrack of it. We are going to be the architecture. We are going to be the fashion, the design, because everyone who is of the generation and of the mindset to pioneer things in the metaverse are from the hip hop generation. The question then becomes, because hip hop is all over the metaverse, how much ownership do we have of that? Right? Where's the intellectual property? How are we getting paid off of our culture being the predominant kind of voice within the metaverse in terms of the way that people are designing things, the artwork, all of these different things, right? Like we are bringing more attention to the metaverse than any other culture. You look at the people who are at the helm of these different IOs, right? To mint NFTs and to release NFTs or to be in the metaverse. It's a predominantly white space in terms of the ownership, but the content, the products are predominantly hip hop based. So I have an issue personally, right? In terms of, again, white ownership over black and brown art. What I'll add about white supremacy is that white supremacy is literally encoded into the things that navigate through the internet, because these people are making decisions in rooms where there are no black and brown people.
Right.
So by virtue of that, by virtue of the absence of black and brown voices in the decision making and the design process, you are creating a platform for white supremacy to remain there. And until we're able to get in those rooms and have those conversations, this is not to say every white person is racist. There's no black people in the room. There's no Latinos or native people in the room. You're just gonna get white people shit. You're not gonna get you know what I mean? So we just need to be in those rooms. We need to have those conversations. And I'm, as a rapper, I'm saying we need less rappers. We need more designers. What I would add though is, before we even get to that, we have to fix our own mentality. Learn how to live in a collectivist mindset, which is most black and brown people come from collectivist mindsets. African tribes are collectivists, right? Indigenous tribes are collectivists, meaning that they believe in the community in and of itself supports the livelihood.
Right.
Where the world and the system that we live in now is individualist.
Yeah.
It's about the one person making it pop. So we have to fight our mindset first before we can even take our money and go do it. And that psyche, that mentality is then baked in to the system that they created. So you can't fight systems as individuals, right? None of us can sit here and get an army together and get the strap and go to fight a system, because the system exists in the ether. We need systems. And we need people in our culture that think systematically and can create counter systems. So